Hi everyone, this is the Pastor's Report for Saturday, June 20, 2020. If you like these videos and you want to keep up with what's going on at the parish, please subscribe to our channel. And while you're at it, you might as well follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. First of all, I want to wish all of you a happy feast of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. In 1969, St. Paul VI moved the feast from August 22, which is now the Queenship of Mary, to the day after the Feast of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. We are reminded that her heart is a motherly heart, and that it is the heart that is closest to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And if we want to enter his heart, we go through the heart of his mother. To Jesus through Mary is the old adage. And I pray that on this Feast of the Immaculate Heart, all of you remain close to her motherly heart. So, what's going on at the parish this week? Well, today at the 7 p.m. Mass, we are going to celebrate the Scrutinies for our RCIA candidates. So, of course, they were supposed to be brought into full communion with the Church at the Easter Vigil this past April. But because of the shutdown, we were not able to do that. Well, finally, our schedule has worked out, and we can resume that process. Well, what exactly are the Scrutinies? Well, the Scrutinies are a part of the RCIA process. They are not meant to scrutinize whether they are ready. In one sense, that was already done at the rite of election, which they went through at the cathedral on the first Sunday of Lent. But on the other hand, discerning our readiness to receive the sacraments is something that we should always be doing. But the Scrutinies, as part of the RCIA process, are designed to help the candidates to think about what needs strengthening or healing in their spiritual life as they prepare to soon be fully integrated into the Church. And that day is coming for our RCIA candidates, so I ask that as we continue this process with them, you please keep them in your prayers. Today we also celebrated the second of our First Communion Masses. Our first First Communion Mass was last weekend, and we will also be having one First Communion at the 8 a.m. Latin Mass on Sunday. So please keep these young boys and girls in your prayers as they prepare for this special day. Speaking of special days, Father's Day is this weekend, and this is the last weekend then that the Father's Day Mass Novena cards will be available. So please make sure to pick up yours in the main vestibule. Suggested donation is $10. The Archdiocese of Detroit is having a fundraiser to help offset costs for our schools with COVID-19 precautions. Things like purchasing forehead thermometers, extra sanitizing supplies, etc. Those are, of course, things that we are going to need, especially as we plan how things will run when we open the school next year or this coming fall. To help, you can buy t-shirts that say, God is essential. Each shirt costs $20, and for each shirt purchased, you can select a school, hint St. Edward on the Lake, to donate $10 of the sale to. I've put a link below to get you to the site. And I think you'll find when you go on that site, there are sweatshirts and some other items as well. So please check it out. Speaking of our wonderful school, we are now taking applications for the 2020-21 school year. You can call the parish office or visit the school website and see the enrollment forms online. For any questions, please call the school office. A couple of things that I'd like for you to please keep in mind. We are going forward as if the Parish Festival will happen. It's scheduled this year for September 20. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen in the days and months ahead, but that's only 3 months away, and we want to be ready. The festival committee is beginning to meet again, and as always, your help will be appreciated, so please be on the lookout for ways that you can help. I don't know what form the festival will take this year. Maybe, please God, we'll be able to have a full version of the festival as in past years. Maybe it'll have to be a light version this year. Who knows? But we're going to think positively, plan it, and adjust it as we go along. The festival is really meant to be a celebration of our parish. And despite everything that has gone on, it's important that we always thank God for our parish and our parish family. The same is true for the golf outing, which is scheduled for September 12. We are proceeding with the assumption that it is going to go on. These have always been important communal events, along with other things that we do here at the parish. So we're really hoping and praying that these will still be able to happen. I also want to give a shout out to the Knights of Columbus. Even during the shutdown, they've been continuing to hold meetings online. Many of the Knights, along with Mark, our head of maintenance, have helped to keep our grounds well kept. So if you like the beauty of our grounds, make sure you thank them. The Knights were also able to organize a community food giveaway last Friday. We've also had a problem over at our hall, which is requiring some work to fix, and the Knights have been really been great at working at that. So I'm grateful for all that they do, not only for our parish, but also for our community. So, of course, I've been sharing with you things that I've learned in canon law as we segue into this segment. By the way, final exams begin the end of next week, so if you remember, please say a prayer for me. I haven't taken a final exam in 12 years. I just realized it's been that long. So I can't say that I'm nervous, but it is something that it's coming up. So please keep me in your prayers this week. But this week I thought that I'd just talk a little bit about canon law itself. Like, what exactly is canon law? Well, the word canon comes from the Greek word that means norm or rule. So the code of canon law refers to the norms and rules by which the church governs herself. And by the church, we mean the Latin Church, to which we belong, unless there are any Eastern Rite Catholics out there who are watching this. We as a parish, St. Edward on the Lake, we are Roman Rite Catholics or Latin Rite Catholics. That's why we call ourselves Roman Catholic. We are governed by the code of canon law, which governs the whole Latin Church. The Eastern rites of the Church have their own version of the code. It is the Code of Canons of the Eastern Church, similar in a lot of ways, but with some differences. Now, for us, the current Code of Canon Law was promulgated in 1983, and it covers such things as the people of God. What are the obligations and rights of the Christian faithful? The Church herself, how is she structured? What is the hierarchy? And what are their rights and responsibilities and obligations? What is the teaching function of the Church? How does the Church govern the sacraments, divine worship, and sacred places and times? How does the Church responsibly care for the temporal goods with which she is entrusted? How does the Church handle crimes, and by what processes does she do these things? So essentially, canon law has to do with the day-to-day governance of church affairs. It's law, so it does have to do with justice. As I wrote in a recent bulletin article, justice has to do with giving to another what they rightly deserve. And so canon law is meant to protect the rights of everyone. Canon law is supposed to keep things ordered in such a way that the church, her ministers, and all the faithful can simply go about doing the work of saving souls. In fact, canon law itself even reminds us that this is the ultimate purpose. The very last canon, number 1752, tells us that the supreme law in the church should always be kept before one's eyes, and that is the salvation of souls. So ultimately, canon law is ordered towards the church's mission of saving souls. So that, in a nutshell, is basically what canon law is all about. And again, please keep me in your prayers as we prepare for final exams this week. Happy Father's Day to all of you dads, to my dad, to all fathers, grandfathers, and godfathers. May God bless you in your vocation, not only this Father's Day, but every day, and give you the strength that you need to be a model of the fatherhood of God. All fatherhood comes from God. And one of the crises that we face in our culture today is a crisis of fatherhood. There's a lot of confusion about fatherhood. but all fatherhood comes from God, and it's important for us fathers, especially Catholic fathers, to be a model of the fatherhood of God. And so again, I pray that you all have the strength to do that. Well, that's all for this week. Thanks to all of you who continue to support the parish. I'm always grateful for everything that you do. Let's just continue to pray for each other, pray for our parish and our school, and of course, pray for our country. May God bless you in this week ahead.